Hello and welcome to a video from filmsbychris.com. That's Chris with a K. There's a link in the description to my website. And today we're going to be looking at using cURL but setting a default user agent. We've talked about changing a user agent before using cURL and also wget, but today we're focusing on cURL on the command. But let's say you want to make sure that every time you run cURL, it's using a different user agent. First, let's try to understand what the user agent is, how it works. We're going to have a quick look at this. First, we're going to set up a server. I could set up an actual web server. I actually have a web server running on my machine. But just to see the output in terminal, I'm going to use netcat or NC, which is just, it's the networking toolkit. You're going to use this. So it's going to act as a server, but it's not really a web server. We're going to pass some variables here. We're saying, listening, verbose, so we can see what's going on. P, we're going to use 8888 for the port because 80, which is the default web browser port. One, I'm already using, but two, you also need special permissions usually to access the port. But if I run that, you can see it's listening. So now down here, I can use cURL and I can say localhost, or I can type my IP address, or 127.0.0.1. But I also want to make sure I tell it what port by just saying colon and the port. So it's going to connect back to itself. And up here, we're going to see some information. So boom. So up here, this is our server. Down here, this is our client. So basically, when I hit enter, it starts talking to the server. cURL doesn't know whether it's talking to a web server or not. This is just a server for any incoming network connections. The web browser, in this case cURL, but also could be done with any Chrome, Brave, Firefox, whatever. When it connects to a server, it just sends plain text. A lot of people don't realize that is these headers that we're sending, it's just communicating in plain text. And as long as you know what text it's sending, you can get information from the server. But here we're just displaying that we're connected. But then these lines are from cURL. It's saying, hey, get some HTTP 1.1, and it's going to be on this host and port. But then it starts passing other headers, and there could be a whole lot of headers in here. But right now, it's just by default saying user agent, that this is cURL, this is the version of cURL that we're running, and we're accepting whatever type of files. So the user agent, again, there could be a lot more header information there for the server, but this is what it sends by default. And lots of times, web servers will look at that, and if they see cURL or wget, they might block you or redirect you or do something different than they would for any other browser. But this is the only way, or the main way, that a web server will normally know what type of browser you have. And you can change that. So coming down here, I'm going to kill that so I don't have to keep starting the server. I'm going to put it in a loop. So once I disconnect, the server will start back up. So here, I can come down here and I can add a user agent, right? So for cURL, it's capital A, and then you can give it whatever information for your user agent. And you can look these up online, or you can actually look inside your current web browser. But basically, this is one here, this is going to say that we're on a Windows machine, right? And that we're using the Mozilla, Chrome, Firefox, blah, blah, blah. You can find all these online. But this is just how the web server knows what web browser you're running and what operating system. That's how it knows. You just say, yeah, I'm this. So you can tell the web server that you're anything. And for the most part, the web server is just going to take your word for it. That's how it works. So I'll hit enter here, and this time you'll see the same information as before, but when we get to user agent, instead of saying cURL in the version number, it's giving you all this information. And again, you can look up all these online. You can put different ones. But also, you can just say -A, and you can type whatever you want. I can type in, hello world, this is my browser version 1, right? Close the quotation marks. And you can see when I send it to the server, that's my user agent, right? So if I make my own web browser, I can put other stuff in there. For the most part, most websites don't really care what your user agent is. Some do, because they might act differently if you're on Windows, or if you're on iOS or Android. They might use that information to serve up the information. And again, lots of times they will block things that say cURL or wget, because they assume if they see that, they assume you're scraping something. And for the most part, you could put in a real user agent like this. But I have found lots of sites that you try to do something with cURL wget and it doesn't work. You can come in here and just type in something like that for the user agent, and it works, because they're not looking for what you are. They just want to make sure that you're not cURL or wget. But we've gone over this before. I wanted to show a little bit more on exactly how it works, because your web browser just gives information to the web server, and it just takes your word for it most of the time. But you don't want to have to type this out every single time that you run cURL. Now you can pass curl, you can create a config file, and each time you run curl, you can say dash, I think it's K, to say, hey, look at this file for configuration. But if you don't want to have to do that every time, what you can do is, I'm going to use Vim as my text editor, use whatever text editor you want. On Linux, you're going to say in your home directory .curl rc. And if you're familiar at all with shell commands, rc is usually what's going to run when a program runs. So this is where curl is going to look for by default. If this file exists, it starts with a dot, so it's a hidden file. It will load up the configurations information in there. There'll be links in the description to all these notes, so you don't have to memorize anything. And I'm just going to copy and paste this user agent I found online. I just grabbed that off a website. It might be years old, but again, you can find this information. So I'm saying -a, and again, you can put anything, any flags that you put with your curl command, you can put in here. So now that I've saved this, again, I'm going to now say curl, and I'm not going to pass it user agent information. Now, by default, normally it would say this is curl version whatever, whatever. When I run this now, it's giving that Mozilla and that I'm on the Windows operating system. It's giving that information every time I run it. So all you have to do is put that information in your home directory under .curl rc. And you can put a bunch of other flags in there as well. I'm making this video, if I didn't mention at the beginning of the video, because a user did ask me, is there a way to make it happen by default? They were talking about maybe aliasing the curl command with the user agent, and you could do that, but I think this is a better option. This is what it's designed to do. And now, regardless of where you are on your system, if you're running curl, as long as you're running as this user with this in a home directory, it will always put that user agent and whatever other settings you put in there. I hope that you found this useful. Please visit filmsbychris.com. That's Chris with a K. There's a link in the description. If you have any questions, ask in the comments below. I hope that I demystified a little bit for you. Again, a lot of internet connections, especially when we're talking about HTTP, it's all plain text. Yes, if you're using HTTPS, it's encrypted, but beginning and the end of it, it's all plain text. Websites are all plain text, besides the binary files, but you get what I'm saying. Anyway, I hope you get what I'm saying. I hope that you have a great day.